My name is Ted Bakanas. I'm a data scientist on our fleet team. One of my favorite models that our team has built is the DPF model. DPF stands for the diesel particulate filter. Sort of the general way it works is it's this honeycomb cylinder, very dense in there, and it's got a lot of precious metals and very specific metallic alloys. And as the exhaust gas filters through it, if the DPF has been heated up to a high enough temperature, exhaust gas will interact with it and it'll sort of pull a lot of the soot and the particles out of the exhaust. But obviously the issue you find with any filter is that it gets clogged over time, right? That makes sense. When this part clogs up and stops functioning, the truck will actually derate itself, right? So a driver could be operating it, driving down the road, DPF clogs up to an extent, and they'll have to pull over and stop operating their vehicle, or at the very least drive it very slowly under some mile-an-hour limit to the nearest shop. That's obviously really annoying, right? Nobody wants to have their truck tell them they can't drive around anymore. So the model is basically, it's tuned off of two signals. One of them is literally the differential pressure. So there's a sensor in front of the DPF and there's a sensor after the DPF, and it measures the pressure within the after-treatment system. If you imagine your filter is really clogged up and you're trying to push something through it, the pressure in front of the filter going to be much higher than afterwards, right? Because there's nothing coming out and there's a lot of stuff blocked going through it. And so as we look at the actual signal itself, right, it's always very jittery, but the jitter starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right, towards when you start to see it fail. It knows when it's trying to force the DPF up to an even higher temperature to burn off some of the soot, track both the differential pressure and the number of attempted regens to try and predict when these regens are no longer being affected. The value of this model, I think, is that it allows an asset owner to know when these things are going to fail with weeks of lead time so that they can schedule to come into the shop, get it cleaned out, not have to worry about your drivers breaking down on the road.